Iowa was a shadow now. My ex's blows in 2020, a faint dent, replaced by Caleb's warmth, his bold sculptures, his heart that saw my soul through the neon haze. We'd built a life here, my blades ruling Loop's galleries, Caleb's shows trending online, our love a weld, Chicago shaped. I thought of that night, the bent steel, the saved stumble, the rooftop kiss that changed everything, neon painting us in silvers and reds. "You're my perfect strike," I said, grinning, apron loose, voice steady, no longer afraid. Caleb laughed, pulling me close, lips brushing my forehead. Lake, humming a chorus of hope, alive, endless. I pictured us, my mind forging blades, Caleb's sculptures, Chicago's skyline, a vivid montage of our love, bold and bright. Caleb watched, arm around me, his touch grounding me. The alleys alive with blacksmiths, sculptors, city's rhythm syncing with ours. We'd faced challenges, Chicago's storms, the world's bends, our fears, but we were enough. Our weld, stronger than any break. "Let's make it a banger," Caleb said, grin bright, eyes promising forever, or as close as Loop could give. Chicago's pulse beat in us, a love story inked in neon and dawn, shining on. The alleys weren't just a path, it was a smithy. A blacksmith hammered nearby, his anvil humming, silver and red lights flashing across his steel. A biker sipped past, his LED tires glowing, shouting, "Keep the vibe, forgers." Nate, my cousin, joined us, his camera snapping candids, his smile wide. "You're forging, Jace," he said, his voice soft. Knowing the weight of my Iowa days, Caleb grinned, tossing him a nail, and Nate laughed. The moment, light, real, Chicago's dawn wrapping us in hope. Our studio became our hub, hammers lining the walls, Caleb's sketches glowing with shows, our neon sign buzzing, steel vibe. Eli dropped by, his belt tapping a beat, joking, "You two are a blade, Jace." Tara, Caleb's blacksmith friend, visited, showing off a neon sculpture she'd crafted, her pins flashing as she grinned. The alley where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including us. Two figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Loop wasn't just a place. It was our smithy, our weld, our love, etched in every strike we landed. My heart glowed, our story vivid. Two boys, one city, a love that fought and won against the odds. But a question lingered, soft as the dawn wind. Could any love outlast the world's cracks? Or was this weld enough? I looked at Caleb, hand in mine, a rainbow wristband matching mine, glinting in the sunrise, and knew we'd try, one neon night at a time. Loop had given us a steel, and we'd forged our story, bold, gay, vibrant, for Chicago's skyline to display. This wasn't just a love. This was our peace, our spark, our forever, alive in Chicago's neon shine. If this story set your heart forging, smash like, drop a comment with your Chicago steel vibe, and subscribe for more gay love stories. Comment, what's your neon strike? Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Your vibe keeps these welds alive. Chase your neon and tell us, will Jace and Caleb's love outshine Loop's glow? Or is there peace enough? My name is Chase, And this is our story. A gay love born in Chicago's chaos, striking bright forever, or as long as Loop's neon glows. We walked into Loop's crowd that morning, hand in hand, my tools packed. Chicago's skyline a promise above. The neon signs flickered back on, our smithy igniting, our love a gay story vivid, welding forever in Chicago's heat. This was our montage, a love inked in Loop's neon heart, one sunrise at a time, for the world to see. We stepped back into the Neon Forge Fest, neon, silver, red, embracing us, jazz beats pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Caleb's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a bend, this was us, two scarred souls forging Chicago's neon alley, daring to weld, to trust, to land, even if it scared us both. Loop's heat fueling our fight. The festival wasn't just an alley, it was a vibe. Forge stalls lined the block, their neon signs buzzing, selling tools and deep dish pizza. The air thick with hammer clangs and city steam. Blacksmiths worked nearby, their anvils humming, silver and red lights flashing across their steel. A group of teens filmed TikToks by a glowing forge sign, their laughter blending with the blues bass line. My friend, Eli, a grinder with a fade and a rainbow wristband, caught my eye, smirking as he adjusted a belt. "Jace, you're off strike," he teased, nodding at Caleb. "He's got you forging." I rolled my eyes, but my grin betrayed me. Caleb's hand still in mine, grounding me. Caleb's sculptor booth was a vision, pieces shimmering under lights, LED strips casting silver and red hues, his TikTok clips trending with art tours. Of all, young blacksmith Tara, maybe 20, with braids and neon pins, ran up, fist-bumping Caleb. "You exhibiting him?" she asked, pointing at me, her giggle bright. Caleb laughed, nudging her shoulder. "Maybe he's hammering me," he said, his eyes flicking to mine. Soft, real. My heart skipped, Iowa's shadows fading, Chicago's neon urging me to stay. I adjusted my hammer, testing a strike. The crowd cheering as Caleb pitched, our rhythm syncing. Back at my booth, the neon flared, red strobes cutting through the silver haze. The crowd denser now, hyped over my blade. Caleb stood close, flipping his sketchbook, his jacket catching the glow, his eyes never leaving mine. I thought of Iowa, the nights I'd forged in silence, my ex's strikes fading my ingots. Caleb was different, his presence steady, his laugh a spark that lifted me. "You're killing it," he whispered, leaning in, his breath warm, sparking a shiver. I grinned, my hammer ringing under my hands. Chicago's heat urging me to dive deeper. The festival wasn't just steel, it was stories. A welder nearby fused rods, his torch humming, silver and red lights glinting off his mask. A drag queen in a neon vest hyped the crowd, her voice booming. "Loop, let's forge." My cousin, Nate, who'd come from Iowa, watched from the crowd, his rainbow cap glinting, his nod a quiet cheer. He'd seen me crash after 2020, knew how hard I'd fought to find my anvil in Chicago. Caleb caught his eye, waving, and Nate mouthed, "He's dope, making me laugh mid-strike, my heart lighter than it had been in years. Caleb's past wasn't clean either. Over bourbon at his booth, he shared fragments. 2020, a gallery that promised shows but ghosted him, leaving him sculpting in Chicago's backlots, his dreams on pause. I thought I'd lost my edge, he said, voice low, his fingers tracing the rim of his glass. Then I saw your steel, Jace, your soul in that blade. My chest tightened, his honesty a temper that landed. Iowa's pain fading further, I shared my own scars. My ex's ghosting, the nights I'd forged alone, doubting I'd ever trust again. Caleb listened, his eyes steady, his hand finding mine, a silent vow in the neon glow. The festival pulsed on, the crowd growing wilder. As the night deepened, neon signs brighter against the Chicago skyline. A group of blacksmiths spun LED hammers, their moves syncing with the jazz beat, while a stall chef tossed pizza to cheering fans. Eli joined us, his belt under his arm, joking, "You two are a blade, Jace." Tara, Caleb's blacksmith friend, visited, showing off a neon sculpture she'd crafted, her pins flashing as she grinned. The alley where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including us. Two figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Loop wasn't just a place. It was our smithy, our weld, our love, etched in every strike we landed. We wandered to Loop's streets, the festival's hum fading, the neon signs reflecting in puddles, the lake's hum a steady pulse. Caleb's hand stayed in mine, his jacket brushing my arm, his eyes soft, real. "You're not just a blacksmith," he said, voice low, cutting through the wind. "You're a forge, Jace, one I can't stop shaping." My heart surged, Iowa's scars silent, Chicago's heat urging me to believe. I thought of my ex's blows, but Caleb's words were different, raw, unguarded, a weld I wanted to forge. "You're not bad yourself," I said, grinning, apron loose, my pulse syncing with his. The rooftop studio above the festival glowed under Chicago's skyline, silver neon towers flashing forge, red-lit buildings swaying, the lake shimmering below like a liquid strike. Caleb and I sat close, my hammer parked, his sketchbook tucked away, our bourbon sweating on the table, his green eyes locked on mine, no longer flashing, just open, raw, vulnerable, my pulse racing. "You're still here," he said, voice soft, carrying hope, his hair catching neon. I nodded, Iowa's scars quiet, Chicago's heat urging me to dive. Iowa had taught me to hide, to forge in dim barns, alone. My ex's blows in 2020, a scar I carried to Chicago. Caleb's hand found mine, his fingers tracing my knuckles, his touch a spark lighting the studio. Warm, electric. "I've messed up," he admitted, voice raw, cutting through the neon haze. "Chased galleries, trusted the wrong guys in 2020, but with you, Jace, your steel, your heart, I'm real." My breath caught, his words vivid, like a perfect fold, his eyes burning green, Chicago's skyline pulsing, his truth crashing over me. Caleb stood, his silhouette framed by neon, his voice rising, raw, A confession under Chicago stars. I'm falling for you, he said, eyes locked on mine, neon exploding, silver, red, blue. The studio trembling with his truth. The festival pulsed below, oblivious, but my world froze, his words a tide washing Iowa's fear, leaving only us. I thought of my ex's cuts, but Caleb was different. His gaze, his voice, his heart real, and I was falling too. I'm scared, I whispered, apron off, voice shaky, but Caleb's hands cupped my face, his thumbs brushing my cheeks, warm, steadying. I stood, my tools forgotten, our eyes locked, tension electric, air thick with Chicago's heat. Me, too, he murmured, voice soft. But I want this, Chase. You, me, this city, all of it. The neon sang, silver and red swirling, and we kissed, deep, wild, the lake humming below, skyline bursting, vivid, alive. The crowd cheered downstairs, unaware, but our kiss was ours, sealing a weld eternal in Loop's fire, neon wrapping us in a vow we'd fight for, Chicago's pulse fueling us. The kiss broke, foreheads touching, neon softening, Chicago's warmth a blanket. My hammer lay forgotten, Caleb's sketchbook glinting, his sculptures of neon art glowing. Us, our montage, inked in silvers and reds. We're forging this, he said, voice soft, grin bright, eyes promising more. I nodded, heart full. Iowa's scars fading under Chicago's magic. A promise we could keep. This wasn't just a kiss. It was us. Two sparks in Loop's chaos, burning bright, ready to shape love, one neon night at a time. Now, less than 2 years later, in August 2025, I stand at Steel Vibe, hammering a new blade, smiling at the memory. Caleb's shows light up our shared studio, his sculptures styling Chicago's art scene. Our love a weld that's kept strong. My name is Jace, and this is our story. A gay love sparked in Chicago's neon, fighting to shine. Will we outshine Loop's glow or stay lost in its vibrant smithy? Dawn broke over Loop that March 2024 morning. Chicago's skyline fading as red sunrise spilled across the lake. Neon signs dimming as the city stirred. Caleb and I walked the alleys, hands linked, my tools slung over my shoulder, his sketchbook tucked under his arm. Loop had reforged my soul, its neon heart sparking a love I never thought I'd find. Caleb's green eyes met mine, his jacket loose, smile soft, a vow brighter than the neon that brought us together. We're landing. This, he said, voice steady, hand squeezing mine. Chicago's dawn, sealing our promise. Warm, real. The steel clashed, but my heart was forged anew. It was March 2024, less than 2 years ago, and I was 27, a blacksmith, shaping raw strength in Chicago's neon-lit Loop. My hammer a shield against a past that had bent my trust. My name's Jace, and Chicago was my anvil, its gritty pulse and glowing nights a rebellion against the quiet Iowa farm, where I'd hidden my queerness until I came out at my 19 in 2016. A ghosting ex had left me forging alone, his betrayal in 2020 still lingering like a warped blade, so I'd sworn off love, pouring my soul into my work. Hammers, fire, Chicago's rhythm. But that night, Loop had other plans, ones that forged my heart into a new edge. The Neon Forge Fest was a roar of energy, a blaze of light, silver neons pulsing forge, red strobes dancing, blues and jazz beats thumping, festival goers hyped in LED vests and glowing gauntlets. My booth, Steel Vibe, was alive, my hammer ringing, my short black hair tied back, my boots scuffing as I shaped a blade. I was mid-strike, the crowd buzzing, when a sculptor, Caleb, bumped my table. His sculpture knocked over, my steel bending. The crowd gasped, the metal twisted, and I snapped, "Yo, watch the stand." He turned. Caleb, maybe 29, his curly brown hair glowing, a loose neon red jacket flashing, his green eyes wide, flustered, like a spark in the neon haze. I wanted to reheat, Iowa's scars yelling, "Keep your strike tight." But his eyes caught me, warm under the neon, my heart tempering like a perfect fold. "My bad," he said, scrambling to steady his sculpture, his voice smooth, a Chicago drawl cutting through the murmurs, his fingers brushing mine on the steel, a jolt igniting my skin. I checked the bent blade, edge dulled, and Caleb leaned in, his cologne, leather, smoke, mixing with the festival's fiery air. "I'm Caleb," he said, dusting his jacket, his grin shy but electric. "Sculptor, saw your work on Insta. Solid, my cheeks burned." Iowa's walls trembling, but his vibe felt too much like my ex's charm, too risky to quench. My ex had been a blacksmith too, all strikes until he ghosted me in 2020, leaving me to forge alone in Iowa's dim barns. My trust, brittle. I straightened the steel, but Caleb lingered, his eyes tracing mine, like he saw the craft beyond my apron. "Let me make it up," he said, offering to showcase my next piece. The crowd hyping as I reset my hammer, the neon pulsed, Loop's energy urging me to shape, but I deflected. "I'm good," I said, voice sharp, checking my anvil. Caleb's laugh, bright, warm, cut through, his hand grazing my wrist, a spark I couldn't cool. "Check my gallery," he said, nodding to his booth, his eyes daring. "Or you too stuck in your fire?" I wanted to stay in my booth, but Caleb's grin pulled me to his setup, the neon flaring, silver, red, blue, as jazz beats thumped louder. His sculptor booth was vibrant, pieces gleaming under lights, his TikTok clips trending with art tours, the crowd buzzing. My pulse raced, Iowa's ghosts fading, Chicago's heat urging me to strike. But mid-display, a pedestal wobbled, Caleb stumbling toward the booth edge. I lunged, grabbing his arm, pulling him back, our eyes locking, his breath hot against my cheek. "Nice save," he gasped, his grin electric, his hair brushing my jaw. My heart surged, but doubt clung. Was he real, or just another Loop spark, ready to ghost like my ex? I pulled back, the neon blurring as I retreated to my hammer, Loop's rhythm syncing with my fear. "Thanks for the catch," Caleb called, following me, his jacket open, his eyes softer now, less flash, more real. "Stay," he said, voice low, a plea in his Chicago drawl. The festival buzzed, neon glowing brighter, city hum pulsing nearby. And I knew this wasn't just a bent blade. This was Chicago, forging me into a piece I wasn't ready for, but couldn't break. The festival alley was a neon smithy, red lights pulsing forge, silver strobes flashing, blues driving the crowd wild. Caleb dragged me to his sculptor booth, his pieces down, his hands light on my shoulders, urging me to try a new design for his show. My pulse hammered, Iowa's scars begging me to quench. But Chicago's heat, humid, electric, kept me striking, my apron loose, Caleb's grin pulling me deeper. Not bad, Steel King, he teased, voice low, his breath sparking a shiver. Knew you had a vibe, I shot back, steadier than I felt, my blacksmith's calm matching his energy. My ex had hammered promises like this, all folds until he ghosted me in 2020, leaving me to forge alone in Iowa's cracked sheds, my heart unworked. Caleb's touch was different, bold, yet careful, his eyes searching mine, like he saw the strength beyond my hammer. The music slowed, a chill blues track, and Caleb stepped closer, his chest grazing mine, his cologne, leather, smoke, intoxicating. Why are you cold? He asked, voice piercing, like he knew my bends. My throat tightened, Iowa's pain surging, but Chicago's neon urged me to speak. I don't trust sculptors, I confessed, voice raw, the crowd fading, just us in the neon glow. Caleb's grin softened, his eyes dimming, less spark, more human, his hand still on my arm, warm, grounding. I'm not that guy, he said, voice firm, his Chicago drawl tinged with hurt. Just a dude who saw your steel and couldn't turn away. My heart twisted, his words hitting like a perfect temper, raw, clear, shaking Iowa's grip. Thought of my ex's strikes, but Caleb's gaze was open, unguarded. The neon pulsed, Loop's energy wrapping us, and I wanted to believe him, but fear held me, my apron slipping, my pulse a shaky clang. We moved to my booth, neon, silver, red, glinting off my anvil, blues a soft hum, the festival's buzz fading. Caleb leaned in, voice quieter, less flirty, more real. I'm a sculptor, he said. Chase forms, live for the show, but you're steel. It's real, Jace, like you. His words felt sincere, but a festival goer nearby scoffed, calling Caleb Loop's famed chaser, always exhibiting, never staying. My stomach sank, Iowa's scars screaming, break. That true? I asked, voice sharp, my hammer still, eyes locked on his. Caleb's eyes widened, hurt flashing, but he didn't dodge. I exhibit, he said, voice low, but I don't ghost. The neon flared, Loop's pulse mocking my doubt, urging me to hear him. I stood, ready to pack my tools, the neon blazing, my boots soft on the alley, Loop's rhythm syncing with my fear. Caleb grabbed my wrist, gentle, his eyes pleading, raw, unguarded. Don't break the peace, he said, voice cracking, cutting through the festival's hum. I'm not your ex, Jace. My heart raced, his touch electric, Chicago's heat urging me to stay. But Iowa's voice hissed, he'll ghost. Prove it, I challenged, voice trembling, a desperate hope. Caleb's grip steadied, his eyes burning with resolve, the neon glowing brighter, loop daring us to weld. I stepped away, the city's hum blending with the neon buzz, Caleb following, his jacket catching the silver and red lights, his eyes fixed on me. The night air was cool, a light wind off Lake Michigan, Loop's energy alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. I knew this wasn't just a bent blade or a saved stumble. This was us, two sparks forging Chicago's neon alley, fighting to stick the weld, caught in a piece the city was hammering, one I wasn't sure I could trust, but couldn't shatter. A light wind swept through Loop, Chicago's neon, silver signs, red skyscraper streaks, shimmering in the festival's afterglow. As I walked away in March 2024, my tools heavy, my heart heavier, Caleb's Fame Chaser label echoed. Too close to my ex's shows, Iowa's scars screaming, "Bail! Jace, wait!" Caleb called, chasing me, his hair tousled, his green eyes wild, desperate. "What's wrong?" he asked, voice slicing through the wind. I spun, anger flaring, apron off. "You're just a chaser," I snapped, voice raw, shaking. "I'm not your next exhibit, Caleb." The neon flickered, the lake humming, Chicago's pulse mocking my fear, urging me to listen. Caleb's face fell, his grin gone, his eyes raw, wounded, wind ruffling his hair like tears. "You believe that?" he said, voice low, cracked, heavy with pain. "I'm not your ex, Jace." He stepped closer, neon painting his face silver and red, his hands open, vulnerable. "I chase art, yeah. I exhibit pieces, but I've been burned. Guys who wanted my fame, not me, left me sculpting alone in 2020. My chest tightened, his story mirroring mine. Iowa's betrayal, fading under his truth. But doubt lingered. Could I trust him? Or was Chicago's neon just another polish? The wind softened, his eyes pleading, raw, urging me to stay. Caleb grabbed my hand, his fingers warm despite the wind, his grip soft, his eyes blazing with resolve. "You're different," he said, voice steady, a vow carved in Chicago's glow. "Your steel, your heart, I saw you before I knew you." My breath hitched, his words hitting like a flawless fold, raw, clear, cracking my walls. I thought of my blades, my soul poured into Chicago's pulse, the festival's cheers lifting me. "Why me?" I whispered, voice soft, wind slowing, neon softening. "Because you're my forge," he said, his hand steadying mine, grounding me. "I'm done with solos. Jace, I want the peace." The wind faded, Chicago's neon puddles glowing like stars. The lakes hum a promise overhead, Loop's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Caleb, to shed Iowa's pain, but trust was a weld I'd failed before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it, a shift, strike, Chicago's energy urging me to shape. "One more fold," I said, voice low, a test, a hope, apron loose. Caleb's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded, pulling me back toward the festival, the neon brighter, my fears dissolving like steel in Chicago's heat. We stepped back into the Neon Forge Fest, neon, silver, red, embracing us, jazz beats pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Caleb's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a bend. This was us, too scarred